When the sun hangs high in the sky, we stop to take a break. I gladly sit down to rest my weary feet when Leanna approaches me. Slowly, I shift my gaze up to her. She looks at me expectantly. Are we training today?
Yes, why wouldn't we?
I just wasn't sure how you were feeling after this morning.
Honestly, I'm okay. Although I still wish they can accept my decision the same way they accept Leo. But I can tell that they're trying hard to understand.
Sometimes that's all you can ask for. The fact that they're trying means that they care, and that's really all you can hope for. Leanna nods.
But just because we've had this talk, doesn't mean you can get to skip out on training.
I push myself to my feet. I wouldn't dream of it. We split off from the group and get ready, then Leanna pauses.
Actually, you can still cast other elements, right?
I nod. Why don't I practice with all of them? She looks surprised.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
I remember the fatigue I felt last time I tried that. I have to get stronger somehow, and the best way to do that is to keep at it.
That's true.
Why the hesitation?
Sparring against 4 elements is a challenge for me, too. I think I may need some backup.
Quick, grab the pongo. She grins and returns to the group who are in the midst of eating and resting.
That was quick. Something happened?
Not yet. I came to enlist your help.
Whose help?
All of yours.
She asks the team to help with training since I'll be casting all the elements. Zach gets to his feet.
I'm in.
Oh, well, good.
He grins.
Any excuse to shoot something.
She gives him a wary look. Amy jumps to her feet and brushes off her skirt.
I will provide my expertise as well, as I am well versed in 2 of the 4 elements he can cast. I will be able to provide more guidance to his casts.
Leanna nods and we all look at Kara.
If everyone else is in, then I'm in too.
Leanna leads everyone back to the open space where I wait for them. Zach wastes no time. He digs into his holsters and pulls out his dischargers.
Get ready.
I ready myself as they get into position. Once we're all set, Zach fires, and I leap out of the way. The others rush in. Amelia shoots a ball of fire at my chest by a wave of my hand. A wall of water shoots up, absorbing the blow with a hiss. Zach fires his discharges. My face curdles into a growl, forcing up another earth shield. Violet light beams and explodes against it. Dirt explodes up into the air. Leanna blurs towards me, but wind howls around my frame. I zip out of the way, blocking her with a score of heavy blows. Kara lunges just as Leanna swings. I shove them both back with an explosion of wind. They squeak and fly backwards. Another violet light cracks near my head. Then another and another. I dash out of the way, a gale freezing and howling in my ears. Ami's bracelets glow. Ice pours from her palm. It groans across the grass, and I realize she's trying to wrap the ice around my feet. I wave my hand, melting her attack with a wave of shimmering heat. I barely have time to think, I just react. Another trail of fire flies at me, and I block it with an earthen shield. But as soon as I do that, I raise my sword to deflect Kara's dagger. I spin around and duck beneath Leanna's sword, pushing her back with a gale force blow before raising another earthen barrier to block both Zach's shots and Amelia's magic. My breathing is labored, but I don't dare slow down, even though I can see the fatigue starting to settle in on my friends. I'm starting to wear them down. A new hope blooms within me, bringing another surge of adrenaline. Leanna and Kara hang back, their chests heaving. They exchange glances with Zach and Amy and nod. Uh-oh, I don't like the looks of that. All at once they rush me. Zach fires off 2 rounds as he races towards me, which I deflect with my magic. Using wind to augment my speed, I twist out of Kira's range and meet Leanna's strike with my sword. As all of my teammates' strikes become more coordinated, I struggle to keep up with their relentless attacks. The frustration builds within me. I need to separate them, but no matter how often I manage to push one away, there are 3 more filling in. There must be something I can do. Just gain some distance. As I gather energy into my fist, I leap into the air and crash down, pounding my fist into the earth. A blinding white light explodes across the field, mirrored by each of the 4 elements. I hear the yelps from my friends as they're knocked back. There's a small crater where my fist landed in the ground, and the nearby grass and leaves are singed. My friends stir on the ground, looking dazed and confused. A fierce pain twists into my chest. It unfurls and spreads like fire. I cry out, collapsing onto my knees. Spots dance in front of my eyes as I crumple to the ground.
Oh no!
Leanna shoots up. She sprints towards me, her sword forgotten in the grass. Her arms wrap around my shoulders.
Are you alright?
I groan. Her face is a little blurry. Goodbye, cruel world. I feel like I've been hit by a train, crystal rail. I think this might be it for me. I reach out a hand and gently stroke her cheek. Don't cry for me, Leanna.
I'm not crying.
Her brows furrow in worry.
Oh no, your reality is fuzzy. You might have a concussion. Or worse.
The others gather around me too. Are you guys okay? They nod.
Don't worry about us. We're fine. Barely. What's going on with you?
I shake my head. I don't know. I groan, gripping my chest.
It seems your body cannot endure the amount of energy you mass exerted.
She pauses, thinking.
Although incredibly potent and powerful, amassing such quantities of energy is proving to be quite dangerous.
It wasn't that much, though. I can still feel a lot of untapped energy within.
If that is the case, I would highly recommend not attempting to summon all of your energy at once. Ever.
Ever?
Indeed, if what you say is true, while you may have an incredible amount of energy stored within you, you are still limited by your mind and body. I fear such an excessive usage of energy could prove to be fatal.
A sense of dread fills my stomach. I nod. I guess I can't avoid it. That's going to make eventually casting a rift really difficult. Exhaustion ripples through me. I moan and close my eyes.
You should rest. Come on, we'll help you.
They haul me to my feet. One of my arms around Zach's shoulder, the other around Leanna's. They help me over to the pile of bags and packs. I lean against the packs as my teammates rest and clean up. My eyes feel heavy and I fight to keep them open. I'll just close them for a minute. The sounds fade away as sleep overtakes me. A sound wakes me. I groan and blink, my eyes adjusting to the golden glow of firelight. Whoa, it's dark out. I groan, staying up on top of my bedroll. Someone must have moved me and I didn't notice. How long was I out? I sit up and glance around. I'm not sure where Leanna and Amelia are, but Kara and Zach are still hanging out by the camp. Kara hands Zach a perfectly wrapped present.
Hey, I got you something.
Zach blinks.
Got me something.
She grins and nods. I keep quiet, watching the scene unfold. I don't think they realize I'm awake yet. Zach tilts the present from side to side, curious. Then he shakes it.
Hey, be careful!
Why? What's inside?
You have to open it and see.
He shrugs and tears apart the wrapping paper without mercy, reminding me very much of a little kid on his birthday. He pauses. Kara grins in anticipation. Zach stares down into the box.
What am I even looking at? Where's the present?
Kara puts her hands on her hips.
You're staring at it.
He continues to stare.
Wow. I try to be thoughtful and get you a present, and this is how you react?
Zach's cheeks turn red as he sheepishly replies.
Oh, right. I mean, thank you. This is great.
Kara pouts.
You don't even know what it is.
Zach doesn't answer.
It's a wind ring.
Zach stares at her blankly.
When you turn it on, it gives you targets you can shoot.
As soon as Zach hears the word shoot, he immediately perks up. He gingerly takes the sphere out of the box and inspects it.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
I know. That's why I got it.
Zach sets the sphere down and presses the button in the center. There's a low mechanical noise followed by a whoosh of wind. He raises discharges as the targets materialize. In a flash, Zach shoots through each target, dissolving them in thin air. He grins, satisfied, spinning his discharger in triumph.
Oh, that looks fun.
He looks at her.
You wanna try?
She nods. He hands her the discharger. She holds it awkwardly but nods to Zach. He pushes the button and another set of targets appear. Kara squints one eye as she lines up her shot. When she pulls the trigger, she doesn't expect the recoil and ends up shooting wide. Her next few shots don't fare much better. Zach laughs at her attempts, to which Kara pouts.
No fair. I've never used one of these things before.
Here.
Zach goes to move behind her and wraps his arms around her. He molds his hand around hers. Kara beams, her cheeks pink. Zach's voice is a low murmur by her ear.
You have to hold it up like this.
He lifts her hands up, aiming the discharger straighter. Kara's eyes sparkle.
Oh,
She sinks her shoulders into his broad chest.
I see.
Geez, I don't want to watch any of this anymore. I scramble off of the bedroll. They blink in surprise.
Oh, hey.
His face turns beet red.
How are you feeling?
A bit nauseous, to be honest, but it has nothing to do with the casting. Kara laughs and Zach's face turns even redder. I walk away looking for anything else to focus on. I notice Amelia sitting under a tree flipping open a book. Leanna sits with her, looking over her shoulder at the pages. The colorful cover catches my attention. Hey guys. Leanna looks up at me.
Oh, you're awake. How are you feeling?
Better?
That's good.
That is pleasant news indeed.
I nod. How's your character book? Amy looks up at me with shining eyes.
Surprisingly enlightening. Of course, it's riddled with factual inaccuracies, but the character interactions are fascinating. It has greatly changed my view on these sorts of novels.
Glad to hear it.
Leanna and I have been exploring this fascinating fictional world together.
Leanna smiles fondly.
Yep, it's been fun getting to hang out together.
Remembering my own purchase, I rummage through my bag to find my manga and then return to them. Mind if I join you two? Amy shakes her head.
The company would be welcomed.
I sit down and lean back into the tree, sighing contentedly. This is pretty relaxing. The leaves swaying in the warm breeze, the cool shade, and some good old-fashioned hentai. I flip through the pages, approaching the level of clothing, appreciating the level of the level of clothing each woman wears, or isn't wearing. I find myself getting immersed in the manga when I come across a picture of a woman wrapped in tentacles. This looks pretty familiar. Hey, Leanna. I nudge her and she looks up.
Yeah?
Remember this? I brandish the manga and point to the page. Leanna's eyes go wide. She lets out a high-pitched squeak, then shoves the book closed and punches my arm. Ow.
Why are you reading something like that?
Don't worry, I read this for the story. She crosses her arms.
Please. What story could a book like that possibly have?
A good one. There's this woman who has a pet octopus, and sometimes she gets lonely, and... I freeze. Leanna's face turns pink. Leanna snatches the manga out of my hands. Hey!
I'm confiscating this.
She marches away, and I scramble after her. Okay, I was hoping you would have yelled something along the lines of, "Don't worry, I'll let you read it after I'm done," or something like that to embarrass her, but... oh well. No! I paid for that! When I catch up to Leanna, she's sitting alone. The book is nowhere to be found. Oh well, I'll get it from her next time. I'm too tired to argue about it now. I sit down next to her. Although calm, she looks over at me with a slight worry in her eyes. I'm sorry I fell asleep earlier. She shakes her head dismissively.
Don't worry about it. You seem like you really needed it.
I guess I did. We fall quiet for a second.
Our training earlier today. You've gotten a lot stronger.
Yeah.
I've taught you everything I can at this point.
I pause. Does this mean no more training? I know I've been progressing very quickly, but I never would have gotten this far without Leanna's continual guidance. I really appreciate everything you've done for me so far. Seriously, I wouldn't know how to cast or fight properly if you hadn't taken the time to show me. She smiles warmly.
Don't make it sound like it's over. It's not. We'll continue practicing to make sure you hone your skills. But now that you've progressed so quickly, I foresee our sparring becoming even more evenly matched. And with your multi-elemental casting, well, I'll also be challenged and looking to improve my skills too.
There's an excited glint in her eye. I think she's looking forward to a challenge. I think of all those times Leanna knocked me on my butt while I was learning how to cast. Oh, how the tables have turned. I look forward to finally seeing you on your back. Leanna's face goes red.
How can you so casually just say something like that?
Huh? Say what? She fidgets with her clothes. Why is she getting so nervous? Isn't that the way to win a spar? By knocking your opponent to the ground? They'd be on the ground, on their back.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yes. Unless I'm missing something here. Leanna's face becomes even more red. She smacks me hard on the back. Ow.
Of course not. That's what I meant too.
I don't really know what's going on, but her laughter still makes me smile. The embers in the fire die down as the rest of the team gets ready for bed. Leanna and I decide to turn in so we can get a head start in the morning. We've lost some time due to my impromptu nap. Even though I slept all day, I still feel exhausted and I'm fast asleep as soon as I lie down. feels achy and sore the next morning. I groan, push past the pain. I have felt this sore since we first started traveling. We have a quick breakfast and clean up the campsite before resuming our travels. I continue to practice with Leanna and my teammates, and I slowly seem to be getting a better grasp on multi-elemental casting. Each time I have to be careful with how much energy I use. My body feels fatigued after each battle, but I'm careful to make sure I don't reach the same level of fatigue as the first time I tried casting all the elements. After another 3 days' journey, the landscape changes from green trees to dry sand. The heat burns my skin. I can feel it radiating off of the sand. A part of me really wishes to be back north with the cold again. The sun only intensifies the dry heat steaming up the desert sands. I let out a grateful breath as we near the city gates. 2 guards stand watch at the entrance, their deep caramel skin contrasts with the white tunics. As we draw near, they watch us warily, acutely aware of our different garb, but they allow us to pass. Instead of the higher structures of Havengard, the buildings in Mejuhh are broader with rounded domes on the top. The people wear simple long tunics and elaborate jewels decorate their necks. It seems surprisingly normal, even a bit familiar. When Amy mentioned Mejuhh wasn't part of Havengard, I expected to enter a fantastical city. Kara cranes her neck as we walk through town, her eyes sparkling with excitement.
This is amazing! I can't believe I'm standing on Venetian soil. Think of all the history that's hidden here.
Let's go find the shops.
She looks at Zach with surprise.
You want a souvenir too?
No, we need to stock up on supplies.
Oh, right.
Correct. However, once we've acquired all we need to be prepared for the temple, we can then further explore the city.
I glance at Amelia. Although her voice remains cool, her cheeks are flushed and her gaze darts from structure to structure. She must be as excited as Kara is to be in the Venetian city of Mejuhh.
It is getting late in the day, though. We should hurry before the shops close.
Together we wander the city until we spot the cloth tents at the marketplace. Reminds me a bit of Bazada. Except that with the exception of food stalls, all the shops are closed. Leanna shields her eyes as she squints at the sky.
That's strange. There's still daylight.
We continue to walk through, hoping to spot an open store, but the streets are eerily quiet and empty. We reach the main square and finally spot crowds of people bustling about. Many carry strings of light, while others prepare long ribbons of hanging flowers. Looks like they're preparing for an event. I hear the loud cries from the food stalls.
Sweet date soup! Come have a taste and find your own sweet date for the festival.
I guess there's going to be a festival. Maybe that's why all the stores are closed. Kara grins.
Sounds like we'll have to spend the night here.
The food vendor catches my eye and splits into a broad grin.
Are you ready to find your sweet date today?
I've already found one, buddy. I glance at Leanna and slip her hand in mine. I've already found her. She blushes but returns my smile, then gives my hand a little squeeze. What exactly is going on?
It's the celebration of the sun.
The sun?
Yes, this time of year is when it shines the brightest. Its ray shines happiness and fortune upon Terra.
What does that mean exactly?
The longest day signifies the beginning of the summer harvest. This celebration is to hope fortune favors us with a strong harvest.
How does that give me a date? Interesting. And so to grant me happiness and fortune, the sun will provide me with a date?
Not just one, as many as you like.
Leanna stiffens. I'm a one-day kind of guy. She relaxes and squeezes my hand affectionately. The vendor holds up a date and places it in my palm. Oh, you meant the fruit are plentiful.
First one is on the house.
He winks. Alright, well, thanks for the info. I turn back to the team. So, he said that...
We know. We were standing right here.
It would seem inevitable that we must rest in Mejuhh today, so we may resupply tomorrow. Perhaps we should search for an inn.
Good idea.
We continue through the city. The further in we travel, the more decorated the city becomes. I gaze appreciatively at the ribbons and flowers. Eventually we find the inn and step inside. The lobby smells of cinnamon and cardamom, emphasized by the stale heat of the town. The small breeze flowing through the wide open windows merely stirs the warm air through the building. Leanna speaks with the innkeeper and secures us rooms, then passes out keys. The rest of us look for seats. Instead of traditional chairs, plush cushions are circled at wooden tables. I see chairs. We gather around a table nearby and get settled. Kara offers to order us food and heads over to the bar. Before she reaches there, a strange man approaches Kara. Zack watches the man warily.
Sure is hot in here, isn't it?
Kara's eyes are shining as she looks at the man. She smirks, clearly amused.
Is it? I didn't really notice.
It must just be you then.
I groan internally. Kara raises an eyebrow. I think she stifles a laugh. Zack's hands ball into fists, his gaze fixated on the scene before him.
It's important to stay hydrated though. Here, let me buy you a drink.
He steps closer and puts an arm around Kara, steering her towards the bar. Suddenly, Zack is back on his feet. As Kara carefully disengages herself from the guy, Zack strides over and shoves him away from Kara, causing him to topple over.
Keep your hands off of her.
The man looks at Zack in surprise, but even more surprisingly, Kara whirls on Zack.
What do you think you're doing?
He had his hands all over you. I'm protecting you from this creep.
Whoa, wait.
What makes you think I need protection?
So I'm not supposed to defend you?
Not if you're going to resort to violence right away.
Fine then. I'm sorry for caring when another man puts his hands on you. I'll be sure not to give a shit next time.
Oh, you do not get to turn this around on me.
Zack throws his hands up.
There's just no winning with you, is there?
Not when you keep making the wrong decisions.
Hey,
The two of them simultaneously yell at the man.
Shut up!
Shut up!
The man is taken aback, but takes that as his cue to leave. Kara and Zack stare at each other, tensions high. There's a palpable electricity between them.
I have the situation under control.
Their faces are an inch apart. Zack grabs Kara. His eyes smolder, but they linger on Kara's lips.
Didn't like seeing that guy's hands all over you.
Kara looks down at his hands, then back up at Zack's face.
You mean like how your hands are all over me now?
There's an air of challenge to her tone, but I think I catch the faint shadow of a smile, as if she's enjoying this. Zack's about to retort, but instead whirls around.
Whatever. I'm going to my room.
He starts to head upstairs, but Kara hurries and beats him to the first step.
No, I'm going to my room.
The two of them race up the stairs, disappear from view, seemingly forgetting about us. Leanna, Amelia, and I sit stunned. What did we just witness?
They seem pretty angry. Do you think they'll be okay? Maybe we should check on them.
Amy shakes her head.
That is unnecessary.
Are you sure?
Yes. I am quite certain that we do not wish to interrupt their coming copulation.
Leanna sputters. Her eyes are wide.
Amelia! Why would you say that?
It was quite obvious. The pheromones emitting from them was quite strong. That coupled with...
Ah! Don't say coupled!
Leanna squirms. Don't be jealous, we can do that too. I put my arm around Leanna. Why don't we have a coupling of our own? Her face turns bright red and she shoves me away.
Don't act so weird.
Although, perhaps the most obvious sign of their impending coitus was Zack firmly gripping Kara's buttocks as the two climbed up the stairs.
Leanna jumps to her feet.
Okay, that's enough of that. I need to go be productive, or something.
While they're being reproductive. A small shudder shivers down her spine as she shakes away her thoughts. She quickly heads out of the inn. Amy smooths her skirt as she also gets to her feet.
There's merit in Leanna's suggestion of productivity. I do believe Zack and Kara will be preoccupied for a while.
It's weird when you put it that way.
I, too, shall be productive, or something.
Amelia confidently strides out of the inn, leaving me sitting alone at an empty table. Well, I don't want to just sit here alone. Who do I want to hang out with? So these are going to be awkward. I race out of the inn and catch up to Leanna, who's heading towards the square. Hey, Leanna. She turns around.
It was getting a bit weird in the inn, wasn't it?
Just a little bit. Where are you headed?
I was thinking of going back to the marketplace.
Really? You're going to try to convince someone to open up their shop? She laughs.
That sounds like a lot of work and not a lot of fun. I thought it would be nice to try some of the local cuisine. Anyway, would you like to join me?
Definitely. It sounds delicious. We follow the tempting scent of spices back into the marketplace. We can hear the food vendors even before we see them as the hum of their voices guide the way. There are a variety of stalls selling all sorts of sweet and savory food. Roast meats turned on a spit and are shaved onto pocket breads. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but okay. Pistachios and honey wrapped in thin pastry makes my mouth water. People gather by the different stalls, picking out foods and haggling prices. I can feel the buzz and excitement for the festival.
Oh, look!
Leanna points to something that looks like stew. Is that stew?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
She looks up at the food vendor.
Excuse me, what kind of stew is this?
He answers proudly.
The best lamb's brain stew in Mejuhh.
Leanna's face twists into horror.
Lamb's brain?
Yes, a rare delicacy. Care for a bowl?
Make it two, my good man. She hurriedly shakes her head,
No, thank you.
then hustles away from the stew.
Let's, try somewhere else instead.
That looked good, though. Even though I didn't eat it, that stew leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, that didn't sound so appetizing. Leanna shudders. We continue browsing until we reach a stall partially hidden in the corner of the marketplace. A couple of people stand curiously in front of the stall. As I crane my neck for a better look, all I can make out is a lot of dough.
Come try my newest culinary masterpiece! You won't find anything like it in Mejuhh because it's a first in all of Isaria!
What are you making?
It's revolutionary! A combination of the old and the new! I take the traditional Mejuhh bread,
Is he making pizza? He pulls out what looks like a thin pita.
then add a layer of crushed tomatoes and the cheese imported from Havengard. Afterwards, I bake it in the hot stone
He points to his oven.
to present to you this!
From the oven, he pulls forth a cheesy bread different to the one he placed in there. Oh, it's a pizza.
A pizza? What a strange word. Not from any language I am familiar with. And yet, somehow, it perfectly describes my masterpiece.
The man's eyes widen.
That is brilliant. Yes, henceforth, it is called a pizza!
Leanna looks at me curiously.
How did you know what that was?
We have something like that at home, too. You can put different meats or veggies on top, too. The man's eyes grow so big I think they're about to pop out of his head.
What an ingenious idea! Adding more ingredients on top, like toppings. Yes, that's what they'll be called, toppings!
Yeah, that's exactly what they're called.
So you can put meat on top of the pizza.
Yeah. Her face lights up.
That sounds like my kind of pizza. It just wouldn't feel right without the taste of meat in my mouth.
Freezing! I blink at her. She freezes, realizing what she just said, and her face reddens.
I mean, I just really like to eat meat. No, wait. I mean, don't discriminate against types of meat, you know. Like sausages. No! Why did I give that example?
She closes her eyes and takes a deep breath, and then tries again.
I meant to say I'd like to add meat onto my pizza.
That's cool, it's a popular choice for pizza. Leanna nods.
So, what sort of toppings would you put on my pizza?
Pepperoni is probably one of the more traditional toppings, although nowadays we can put all different kinds of meat on there.
Any kind of meat sounds like it'll be good.
So let's go get the lamb's brain. She blushes again.
I think I'm done using that word for a lifetime.
This sounds like a great idea! Let's give it a try.
The man fumbles around the stall searching for ingredients. We wait patiently as he preps the pizza and slides it onto the hot stone. Once the pizza is baked, he carefully pulls it out, releasing the delicious perfume of cheese and dough into the air. He cuts us each a slice and plates it for us.
Dig in!
Leanna moves lightning fast. She takes a bite of her pizza, then yelps softly. Carefully, she chews and swallows. Her eyes light up in delight.
This is amazing!
She gobbles the rest down.
I could eat that entire pizza on my own.
I definitely have before.
The pepperoni pairs very nicely with the cheese. What an excellent suggestion!
We finish off our pizzas, then continue browsing the stalls in the marketplace. There are a few more foods which seem almost familiar to me too, but end up being completely different. Leanna slips her hand in mine as we continue to browse. I watch a few more people scurry by, carrying more decorations. So, the festival that's happening today. She looks at me, her eyes sparkling.
It looks exciting, doesn't it? I'm really curious to see what it's like. It seems like it'll be different than the ones in Havengard.
Would you like to check it out together once it starts? She squeezes my hand, a wide smile on her face.
I'd love to.
Awesome. I give her a peck on the cheek. Once we've tried everything we want to try, decide to head out while Leanna returns to the pizza stand. We promise to meet up at the inn later today and go to the festival. There isn't too much going on in the town since the majority of shops and attractions are closed in preparation for the festival. I pass what looks like a library and notice it's also closed. If Amy saw this, she'd be very disappointed. Actually, I spot a flash of pigtails in my peripheral vision. Amy? She spins around and looks at me.
Oh, hello.
So, what's the plan for today? She blinks.
I believe it was established that we would rest a day and resupply tomorrow.
Yeah, I meant, what are you going to see now?
I see. My plan was to search for a library or museum. However, I have been unsuccessful in locating one which is open. Therefore, if something else piques my interest, I will then explore that further.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Mind if I join you?
I do not mind.
We walk in silence as we take in the sights. People bustle about, holding bouquets of flowers or strings of light as they prepare for the festival. Are you excited for the festival tonight, Amy? She nods.
Indeed, I am excited to learn more about this town's culture.
We walk a little further through the town when we stumble across a giant archway. People bustle in and out. From somewhere inside, I can see the tall head of what looks to be a giraffe. There are some signs scattered around this place with detailed pictures of animals. Looks like there's some sort of zoo over there. Amelia's eyes light up with interest.
This could prove to be most stimulating. Shall we attend?
Really? You want to go to the zoo? She tilts her head.
Is that so surprising?
I just figured you'd want to do something a little more scientific. Amelia blinks.
I do, indeed, have scientific interests. I am most interested in learning about the biology and ecosystems that exist within this place.
Of course she does. Alright then, should we get going? She nods and I follow her inside. At the entrance, there's a fenced-off area where children are taking turns riding some kind of large bird. They're big enough to wear saddles, and they come in different colors. Bronzes and browns, pinks and yellows, some black and silver. There's a line of children waiting to ride one. Come on, Amelia, let's ride one. Oh, those are cool, Amy. Let's get in line. Amelia blinks.
Do you mean to ride the Kanku?
Yeah, of course. Don't you want to? Amelia shakes her head.
Kankus were used as transportation long ago. That was when they were larger and able to carry heavy loads. They have been bred down over the years to become smaller companions. That is why you only see children riding them today. As such, it would not be able to carry you, seeing as your weight would be too immense.
Are you calling me fat? That actually is an option. Yeah, we can totally pull it off. I believe in us, Amy. Together we can do it. Amelia stares at me.
Our combined weight would likely make the Kanku be unable to move. Thus, riding one together is an even worse option than attempting it alone.
I sigh. That's not... Never mind. Let's check out the rest of the zoo. She nods. We navigate our way further into the zoo. I'm curious to see what other animals there are here. If they're similar to what's back at home or completely different. So far I'm not recognizing any of the creatures. Amy keeps rattling off facts about each creature whenever we visit a new exhibit. She tells me about a few lizards that can breathe embers, some jackalopes, and some kind of serpent with golden spikes on its head. We make our way to a large and open desert enclosure. I can see a few rocks and some barren trees inside. An elephant is in its own enclosure right next to it, reaching up high into the tree to pull down some fruit. But I'm more interested in the monkeys. They're small with fluffy orange and white fur, reminding me of dreamsicles. They blend in with the vibrant orange rocks and sand inside their enclosure. Amy's face is blank as a sheet, but I can see warmth twinkling in her eyes.
These are desert monkeys.
Oh?
Yes, they have a distinctive call to warn their members if a predator approaches.
I see. And you know what? Let's just be a big jerk.
I shall return in a moment. There is an option to feed the monkeys, which I find intriguing.
Amelia disappears with a little swish of her cloak, leaving me with the monkeys. Aw, they're so cute. Hey, little guy. I reach into the enclosure. One of the monkeys is sitting near behind a large boulder with his back to me. I scoop it up beneath its armpits. At once, the monkey fights and wriggles in my grip like a drowning man. It lets out a loud, blood-curdling shriek. Hey, it's okay, calm down. The other monkeys in the enclosure turn their heads to face me. They take one look at their friend struggling in my grip and then start screaming just as loudly. They leap from their enclosure and jump on top of me in an avalanche of orange fluff. I trip and lose my balance, falling onto my back. The monkeys jump on my chest and yank at my hair. I huff, pushing and struggling to get them away. Through the chaos, I see that Amelia has returned with the food. She just blinks down at me.
Most interesting.
Interesting? I'm being attacked over here.
I have never seen a desert monkey perform the warning call before. It seems it is also a call for assistance.
She pulls out her notebook and quickly scribbles down a few notes.
How curious.
Amy, a little help, please?
Oh,
Her bracelets glow. As a rush of cool water, she gently sprays the monkeys. The monkeys stop. One by one, they flee from the cold water and leap back into the enclosure. I can still hear the screech in my ears, but Amelia seems oblivious to my troubles. Instead, she watches the monkeys curiously and begins to feed them. So here's where I need to scream tinnitus. The monkeys seem to really like Amy. They start crawling all over her, squeaking and reaching for the fruit in her hands. She holds her regular blank expression, but her gaze is warm like when she's playing with a pongo.
did you know that these creatures live in packs? They have a leader who they will bring food and shiny objects to.
Amelia seems content rattling off facts to me. Many of the monkeys seem to have their full attention on her. They let out tiny chirps as she feeds them. One seems rather intrigued by her hair because it hops onto her shoulder and sniffs at one of the bows. Her eyes light up.
They are also quite cute.
Meanwhile, a nearby elephant eagerly sniffs about Amelia. Must be looking for treats. The trunk reaches toward her and reaches around her torso.
My apologies. I do not have any more treats.
The elephant's trunk sways lower, near the pouch tied at her waist, but misses its mark. Instead, it curls around the back of her skirt and pulls up. Amelia gasps. Her face burns a slight pink. She's fine. She's a professional. Amelia untangles the elephant's trunk from her skirt. Her face is a little red, but other than that, she doesn't seem to show any other signs of embarrassment. She smooths down her skirt and clears her throat, seemingly grappling for her composure.
That was quite the predicament. I will remember from now on the curiosity of elephants.
Yeah, probably. Just then, the elephant pulls up her skirt again. Amelia's face twinges red, and she quickly shoves the skirt down. She shuffles away from the elephant.
Seize this immediately! I possess no more food!
The trunk continues to reach around her. Amy gently pushes it away and huffs.
It is evident this creature is doing this on purpose.
I try not to chuckle. I don't think so, Amy. It's probably because you still smell snacks, even if you don't have them. Amelia gives me a look, then coughs into her hand.
I suppose that is a possible explanation.
So, do you want to look around some more? Amelia shakes her head.
I have learned quite a lot already.
Her monotone voice has a slight edge to it. I think she's had enough interactions for the day and is looking for some peace and quiet. Alright, that's cool. I think I might stick around a little longer. She nods, then heads back towards the exit and back to town. I wander around the zoo some more, enjoying the wide variety of animals, although this time I'm careful to keep my distance with some of the more rambunctious types. Eventually I leave the zoo and return back to town. I don't know why my mind is even considering hanging out with them right now. I wander around the town for a while, watching as it slowly transforms from quiet and plain storefronts to a city decked out in streams of golden ribbon and golden crystal lights. I stretch my arms over my head and yawn. The sun is starting to go down. The sky is streaked in simmering scarlets and rosy pinks. Better head back. I turn around and head back to the inn. Leanna waits for me at one of the tables. A bright smile blooms across her face as soon as she sees me.
Hey!
I can't help but grin back. Ready to go? She nods. We make our way out of the inn and back into town. Night has fallen. Golden lights shimmer in the trees. Colorful flowers decorate the stalls. Leanna's face warms into a smile. The golden lights flicker across her white armor and dance in her hair.
It's so beautiful!
No decorations can beat your beauty. I grin and reach out to grab her hand. Not as beautiful as you. Leanna's face burns peony pink. She giggles.
That was very cheesy.
Just like the pizza. She reaches up and pecks me on the cheek.
But I still appreciate it.
Oh wow, is that a mage knight?
Huh? I turn at the voice. Two men gawk openly at Leanna. She shifts a little under their gaze, her hand instinctively goes to cover her gauntlet.
I think so. What's one doing all the way out here?
I don't know. I've never seen one before.
They give her curious glances. It's clear they're impressed. Leanna's cheeks tinge pink, but other than that, she doesn't really react. This place seems even busier than it was this morning. We pass a few people chattering and laughing in front of a vendor selling rare fabrics and sparkling jewelry. The aroma of spices and delicious foods waft in the air, making my mouth water. Leanna jumps out of the way of two children running and squealing past us in the street. Something bright yellow flashes behind them. I do a double take and realize they're running with kites, glowing lantern bright, and shaped like the sun. How are their kites glowing?
It must be some kind of paint they use. Did you see their face paintings? They're glowing too.
Looking around, I do see some children giggling in the streets with glowing face paint on their cheeks. An even bigger crowd is forming in the center of the town square.
Hello, hello, happy couples!
I blink. Happy couples? What's that about?
I'm not sure.
Curious, we make our way over. I can see a man standing in the center of the square. He stands on top of a small stool so he can see over the masses of people. He beams and waves his arms, trying to get everyone's attention.
Come one, come all! Step right up and enter our couples competition. The lucky winners get an exclusive seat to see the fireworks. The best spot in all of Mejuhh.
Leanna perks up.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun! We should try it!
Her blue eyes sparkle with excitement as she grabs my hand. Let's do it. A huge grin splits my face. Leanna loves a good competition, and so do I. Okay, let's do it. Leanna matches my grin.
Great! We totally have this in the bag!
Of course we do. A few other couples join us at the game stand. There's an older couple. Judging by their expensive clothing and glittering jewels, they seem pretty loaded. Another couple who looks to be around our age joins us. We wait a bit longer before a middle-aged couple decides to join in along with a few other competitors. When it seems like we have a steady crowd, the game master beams.
Excellent! We have a good number of couples to get started.
As he's talking, a girl comes around and gives each couple 2 canvases, propped up on an easel and some paint.
The first part of our competition. You have to draw your partner. You'll get points depending on your paintings.
Leanna flushes.
Oh no, I'm terrible at art!
Well, I'd compare my art to Picasso, but that's not really a good thing. Don't worry, I've memorized all of your assets. A slow smirk flutes across my face. Don't worry, Leanna. I know exactly how to draw you. Your Wolfson armor made all your curves abundantly clear to me. A blush sears into her cheeks.
What?
That's right. As a matter of fact, I plan to draw you wearing it so everyone knows how sexy my... Her manipulator glows and a sharp snap of wind slaps me across my bicep. Ow. Leanna smirks and crosses her arms.
Maybe I'll just draw you in the wolf's den armor. How about that?
Just capture my good side. There's a wicked gleam in her eye. A cold shiver trickles down my spine. On second thought, did I ever tell you how flattering your Mage Knight armor is? Leanna giggles.
That's what I thought.
Each couple will only have 10 minutes to complete their paintings.
What? 10 minutes?
On your marks, get set, go!
So, this would be my real choice, but let's do it. An idea pops in my head. I remember when I first met Leanna, that image of her underneath me after literally bumping into her at Meadow Hills, an image I'll never forget. I believe that's the thumbnail in the first video, or the second video. A smirk tugs at the corner of my mouth. This is the perfect opportunity to recreate our first meeting. My paintbrush sails across the canvas. I draw the soft curve of her hips and chest. I recreate her sunny hair sprawled out across the grass and that dusty pink blush across her cheeks. Ah yes, a true work of art. The game master blows a whistle.
And time!
I let out a deep breath and look over at Leanna. Some blue and brown paint smears her fingers. She even got a little on her cheek.
Okay, show your masterpiece to your partner.
Leanna and I flip our easels over at the same time. Leanna squeaks and flinches back.
What is that supposed to be?
Her face flushes cherry red. I grin and puff out my chest. A portrait of our first meeting when you were under me.
What are you saying?
The few couples glance curiously in our direction. Leanna blushes even redder and quickly stands in front of the easel to block their view. What do you think? I plan on selling it to the best art museums in Terra.
No way! No one is ever going to see this.
Before I can stop her, she takes a paintbrush and draws a huge block over her body. Hey! Leanna steps back and grins.
There. Much better.
Oh, can I see your painting, young man?
You can see what's left of it. But he glances around before I can say anything. His face lights up.
Oh, how nice! It's very abstract.
A regular Picasso, right? Leanna beams.
You're right. I agree.
The game master walks away to look at the other paintings while I let out a deep sigh. I glance at Leanna's portrait of me. It isn't an amazing painting, but she managed to recreate my armor and scarf. I'm not sure what that blue blob is supposed to be, though. Leanna looks at me hopefully.
What do you think?
It's the Pongo, in case you didn't gather. This is the most amazing piece of artwork I've ever seen! Leanna flushes with smiles.
You're exaggerating, but thank you.
This is no exaggeration. Everyone should see your art. I gesture to her painting. Everyone, come see my beautiful girlfriend's amazing painting! A few of the other couples blink and look in our direction. They glance at her painting curiously. Leanna's face burns crimson. She steps out in front of her painting to block their view.
That's okay! Nothing to see here!
The couples next to us don't seem to be enjoying themselves as much as Leanna and I are, especially the rich couple.
What is this supposed to be?
The woman huffs.
I was trying my best. Let me see yours.
Is that Yuna's voice actress again? He shows her his painting and she gasps.
Oh my gosh! How could you make me look so ugly?
What do you mean? This is perfection.
My nose is all wrong. I can't believe you.
Dang. The game master chuckles nervously.
Okay, let's settle down, everyone.
Even he seems a little uncomfortable at the way things are getting heated between some of the couples. He waits for the crowd to settle down and then smiles.
Now it's time for our next competition. A dance!
I can do that. So if you've seen Ace Academy, you might know where I'm going with this. Hey, we can do that. Leanna taught me how to dance the first time we went to Illumia. She chuckles.
Do you remember the steps I taught you?
Yeah? Okay, maybe it had been a while, but I remember the basics. Left foot, right foot, back, ball change. Leanna giggles.
Left foot! Left!
Oh, right. That is totally what I meant to say. Leanna laughs again.
Uh-huh.
All of the couples get into position. Some musicians are setting up their instruments off to the side. I take Leanna's hands in mine. She flashes me a warm smile.
Ready, set, begin!
The band strikes up a merry tune and everyone dives into the dance. The game master weaves in and out of the couples, smiling and glancing at their footwork. The rich couple seem to be doing very well. They waltz and glide across the town square with superb posture and grace. They must dance like this a lot. Even Leanna seems impressed.
Wow, they look great!
Okay, Leanna, time for our secret weapon, the chicken dance. I nod, but otherwise don't comment. I don't want to lose my concentration, but I can hear the woman talking to her partner. Her mouth stretched into a plastic, sparkling smile, lifts her eyebrows. She speaks through her teeth.
Darling.
I am smiling.
Well then, stop looking down at your feet.
Takes me a few tries, but soon my body seems to remember the steps Leanna taught me so long ago. We raise up our hands at the right time and move in sync with each other. By the time the dance is done, our faces are flushed and my cheeks ache from grinning.
And that's all the time we have for the dance, folks.
You stepped on my feet at least 10 times.
His girlfriend scowls.
It's the man's job to lead. You obviously don't know the steps.
Leanna shivers.
Some people seem to be taking this a bit too seriously. It should be about having fun.
I agree. The game master lifts his hands.
Okay, settle down, folks. That was a good time, wasn't it?
The rich couple chuckles.
We did great, didn't we, sweetie?
But of course we did. No one stands in our way of winning after that.
The tips of my ears grow hot, but I don't say anything. These other couples are really intense.
We only have one competition left.
He walks over to the center of the stage and flashes the crowd a sparkling smile. He gestures to the band with a flourish.
Karaoke!
Oh god, no. But we've been going in this full ego, so why not? I hope this town is ready to get blown away by my amazing voice. I chuckle and cross my arms. Don't worry, Leanna, we got this in the bag. She lifts her eyebrows and glances at me curiously.
Oh? Why's that?
I was born to sing. I totally got this. Leanna seems genuinely surprised.
Really? I didn't know you could sing.
Well, that makes one of us that thinks that. Never had an opportunity to showcase my talent until today.
You will each go one by one. You won't be singing together as a couple, but separately. Who wants to go first?
We watch a few couples go ahead of us. Some of them do pretty well. They have good voices, but like before, they're way too harsh on each other.
I can't believe you messed up the lyrics!
Her husband flushes.
I didn't mean to. You know I get nervous in front of people.
Another couple ends up arguing as well.
What are you talking about? I did amazing!
No, your voice became too quiet at the end.
Quiet. You were the one mumbling. No one could even understand what you were singing.
I cringe and shuffle away from them. I'm glad Leanna and I can just relax and have a good time. Even if one of us doesn't do extremely well, at least we can laugh and keep encouraging each other. Another girl goes next, the one around Leanna's age. As soon as the music starts, she lets out a loud, reedy note. Her voice grates into a screech. I recoil, pressing my hands hard over my own ears. But the girl seems oblivious to her lack of talent. She only sings louder and higher, making the crowd shrink back. I flinch when she hits the bridge of the song. She sounds like a banshee. When it's finally over, the whole crowd seems to let out a breath of relief. That was unpleasant.
Yeah, that's my girl!
He claps loudly, but he seems to be the only one. When she comes back to meet him in the crowd, she pouts and crosses her arms.
You did amazing!
Are you serious? No one even clapped.
Who cares about them?
This is all your fault. I told you I didn't want to sing that song.
Okay, you two are the last ones.
I roll around to see the Game Master smiling at us. He points to me.
You first.
I match the Game Master's grin. Awesome, let's get started.
I like your confidence. Let's see what you got.
He leads me onto the crowd and shoves a microphone in my hand.
Good luck.
He walks off, leaving me there. Nerves flutter in my gut. I search the crowd till I see Leanna's familiar face. She grins and gives me a thumbs up.
You got this!
That's right, I do got this. The band strikes up the familiar song. I take a deep breath and belt out the lyrics. My voice seems to capture everyone's attention, but I struggle a little with the lyrics. I may be able to sing well, but the first time hearing the songs from the other couples today. When the song ends, everyone bursts into applause. Leanna's smile is bright as she claps the loudest. Her eyes sparkle with wonder. It's clear she's impressed. When I make my way over to her, she envelops me in a huge hug.
You were amazing!
Thanks.
All right, miss, it's your turn now.
Oh, okay.
Leanna's cheeks are rosy as she fidgets with her skirt. Don't worry, you'll be great. Slowly she pulls away from me and nods. As she accepts the microphone, Leanna smiles, then bites her lip. I know just what will help her get over those nerves. You got this, Leanna. I let out a large cheer and clap. Go get 'em. Her gaze meets mine and her smile brightens. She nods slightly and stands a little straighter.
Ready, set, go!
The band strikes up the same song. Leanna sucks in a deep breath as the tempo changes. Leanna sings.
Among a million stars, a wish out there is ours. Maybe this time it'll come true. Whatever comes our way, we'll face it unafraid and take this world on together.
In case you didn't recognize, that's the opening theme to this game. Her voice rings steady across the crowd. The audience is completely captivated as all eyes focus on her. What? I didn't know she could sing. Where was she hiding this talent? By the time it's over, Leanna's cheeks are bright pink. The crowd erupts into applause. Leanna blushes even deeper as she heads back to me. Mage Knight and professional singer all in one? You're incredible. Leanna blushes.
You really think so?
Yes, you should start recording songs and post them up on the interwebs. That's a reference to the voice actress if you didn't know. She blinks.
Enter what?
She blinks, then laughs.
I have no idea what you're even talking about, but thank you.
The other couples whisper, glancing at Leanna. I can tell they're starting to look a bit nervous after her amazing performance. I beam with pride and circle an arm around Leanna's waist, pulling her closer. She leans into me with a smile and I give her a gentle kiss on the forehead. Who do you think won? They said there would only be 3 competitions, right? Leanna nods.
Yeah,
She beams at me.
spending this time with you is better than any prize, though.
That was cheesy.
You must be rubbing off on me.
Like the pizza. We both laugh. The Game Master clears his throat.
Thank you everyone for participating. You all put on a smashing show. We tallied up the points and decided on our winners. That lovely couple in the back.
The Banshee? He points to Leanna and I. Alright. I scoop Leanna into my arms and spin her around. Her blonde hair blurs and whirls, her laughing wrapping around me.
We did it!
When I set her down, I'm a little dizzy. She grabs onto my arm to keep from wobbling. The other competitors groan in disappointment.
Seriously?
Come on!
How do they have the most points? They didn't even do well in most of the challenges.
The Game Master rubs his chin, ready to impart some intense words of wisdom.
The games were just that. Games. The real winners are the couples who laughed and enjoyed each other's company every step of the way.
The crowd erupts into another cheer.
Enjoy the fireworks, you two.
Thanks. He nods. The other couples start arguing all over again.
No, you're the reason.
No, you're the reason!
I resist cringing. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I agree. The fireworks are going to be starting soon anyways.
They already have. We weave in and out of the crowd, trying to get away from the catty couples as quickly as we can. We navigate our way through the town and then start trekking our way up a large mountainside. It's darker out there without the lights of the town. Only a few crystal lamps guide our path. We arrive at a nice secluded spot. There's a sign reserving our spot. We sit down and take in the view. Leanna tucks her knees into her chest, beaming.
Oh, this is perfect!
Yes, perfect and finally alone. A devilish grin slides across my face. You are absolutely right. Everything is perfect. Slowly I slink an arm around her small shoulders and pull her into my side. Because I finally have you all to myself. Leanna blushes. There's a loud hiss, followed by an explosion. Leanna sits up.
Oh, they're starting!
I turn my attention to the fireworks. Magentas and golds boom across the midnight sky, followed by a burst of turquoise. Wow. They feel so close. These really are the best seats. Leanna's so excited that she bursts into giggles.
They're so incredible!
She snuggles close into my side. Warmth tinges my face. I can smell the floral scent of her hair as she leans her head against my shoulder. For a moment, we just sit there in silence. We watch the fireworks go off one by one, savoring the feel of her body pressed against mine. Another cold one goes off and explodes into the shape of a giant sun. Leanna wiggles out from underneath my arm to look at me.
Thank you again for doing the competition with me.
Her eyes glimmer with warmth. A crimson glow flickers across her skin in the wake of another firework. I smile, tracing idle circles on her shoulder. Of course. She leans forward and kisses me. The fireworks seem to burn brighter in response. Her hand clasps my cheek, deepening the kiss until I'm breathless. A sapphire firework bursts across the sky. The tail ends branch out and sizzle like willow tree branches, cascading over us like a fisher's net. Leanna smiles and rests her head on my shoulders again. She turns her attention back to the sky.
It really is beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice to see some fireworks. It's been a while since I last saw them.
Oh? When was that?
I'm not sure. Probably some holiday back home.
Oh, I see.
Leanna doesn't say anything else. She stared at the fireworks, but her gaze is glassy. It's like her mind is floating somewhere else. A frown tugs at my mouth. Leanna? I touch her arm. She flinches. Are you okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah, of course.
What's wrong? Her face flushes.
Well,
She fidgets.
it's just crazy. It seems like yesterday you had literally bumped into me in Meadow Hill. But since then, we've traveled to all these temples, and you've gotten so much stronger. I remember when you couldn't even cast wind magic on your own. And now look at you.
That's because I have such a great teacher. She flushes, finally smiling.
Yeah. It just seems like time goes by so fast.
Leanna pauses. Her smile slowly fades. She bites her lip.
But
I raise an eyebrow, but her brows furrow.
What about your home?
I blink. Home? She nods.
Don't you miss it?
Well, yeah, sometimes. Of course I do.
We've been traveling together for you to someday find a way to go back. And now you're so close to being able to do that.
A few more fireworks go off in the distance, but I'm not even watching them anymore. The cogs are turning in my head, mulling over Leanna's words. True, but I'm just not thinking about it. I shrug. Yeah, I guess we are getting closer to the overall goal, but I shake my head. I don't know. I haven't spent much time thinking about it because we have so many other things we need to focus on. Going home just doesn't seem that important right now. Especially not if I can't be with you. Leanna frowns.
Yeah, but even if you're not thinking about it, time is still passing by. It's still going to happen one day.
I blink. What do you mean? Leanna fidgets with her manipulator. Her throat bobs as she seems to struggle to find the words to say.
It just seems like all of this is... I don't know. One day you're going to go back home, and I'm going to be...
I watch as the realization hits her. All at once, the light seems to go out behind her eyes. She lets loose a long breath as if she's been punched in the gut.
Here.
The fireworks thunder and crack. The sound booms and rattles my ribcage. Crimson light flashes across her face. I freeze. Leanna? She looks up at me. Tears fill her eyes. And in that instant, I knew what was going to happen. There was a peculiar, heavy sense of dread. When Leanna speaks, her voice is soft and broken.
You deserve to be with your family and friends, and it would be selfish of me to force you to leave them behind.
Her face twists in pain. She's barely able to choke out her words.
I think we're better off as friends.
I'm stunned as her words slap me in the face. Are you breaking up with me? What? Shock ripples through me. What do you... I can't seem to think straight. My palms have gone clammy. Are you breaking up with me? Leanna doesn't speak, but she doesn't need to. The tears that welled up in her eyes begin to spill over.
We both know what's going to happen eventually.
She speaks the truth. I know it too. This was always something that was looming in the back of my mind.
I have strong feelings for you. And the more time we spend together like this, the more painful it's going to be when it finally does happen. I just can't do this anymore.
Feels like the earth has just been ripped out from underneath my feet. I want to grasp Leanna to keep myself from spinning out of my own body, be able to say or do something to change fate. But it feels like grasping at clouds. No matter how hard I try to hold on, I know there's nothing I can do to keep it from dissolving. Leanna is speaking, but another firework resounds and echoes overhead, blocking out her voice. My ears are fuzzy, like I'm underwater. Her voice is wet and thick. She hastily wipes the tears streaming down her face. I don't care about going back home. I want to stay here with you. Leanna shakes her head.
That's not fair. How can we possibly live like that knowing that I'm the reason you never saw your family or friends ever again? It might not be today, or tomorrow, or even years from now, but the day when that decision hits you.
Leanna's voice is pained.
And for me to have to be the person that did that to you, that's too much.
But I'm telling you, it's my decision to make. The responsibility doesn't have to fall on you. I want you by my side. I want to be here with you.
Please, just stop.
Leanna turns away from me. The tears flow freely down her cheeks and stain her clothes. The more I speak, the harder she cries. My heart breaks all over again. I want to hold her in my arms and tell her everything will be okay.
I'm sorry, but we just...
She seems to be at a loss for words. Tears prick my eyes and Leanna's face wavers. I let out an odd choking sound, quickly wiping my face. Nothing I say now will change the outcome. Although my heart is shattered, I have to respect her decision. I understand. It's hard to speak, to breathe. And at that moment, with the fireworks bursting and the night shrinking around us, I know there is no alternative. Leanna's right. We would have been forced to end things one way or another. But that doesn't make this any easier. Leanna's face crumples.
I care about you so much.
I care about you too. My heart seems to crack at the weight of the truth behind those words. Tears run down her cheeks, making the lump worse in my throat. Suddenly, she lunges forward and throws her arms around me. The breath is knocked from my lungs. Her grip is as tight as vice.
I'm sorry.
Her tears continue to flow, and her voice comes out all wrong and squeaky.
I'm so sorry.
It feels like there's a hook snagging at the bottom of my heart, yanking it straight down. I want to tell her that it's all okay, that we'll be fine, but I know it's a lie. Any words I'm about to say drying my throat. No matter what I do, I can't put us back together. Leanna and I end up walking back to the inn together. I want to reach out and hold her hand one last time, but I know that doing so would only hurt both of us even more. The journey is silent and awkward. I can feel the heavy tension hanging between us like a curtain. We make it to the inn and up the stairs. Each of our steps seem to thump louder than usual. Leanna stops at our door. She turns to look at me.
Well, good night.
Good night. Her eyes are pink and puffy.
I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah. Leanna takes a step closer, like she's going to touch me or say something, but stops herself. Her face crumples. Instead, she spins around and enters her room, closing the door behind her. I'm left standing in the hallway with a strange emptiness. I know I can't change her mind, and deep down, whether I want to admit it or not, she is right. This is just as hard for her as it is for me. A few tears finally manage to trickle down my cheeks. I sniffle and shove them away. Thankfully, Kira doesn't seem to be in my room with Zach anymore. He's fast asleep, and I'm grateful. I don't want to have to answer any questions. As I slip into bed, I feel a familiar squishy body press up against me.
Boy!
Hey. The Pongo blinks the sleep away from his eyes and yawns.
Boy!
I feel another wave of anguish begin to wash over me. This breakup is for real. It's really happening. I'll never get to hold Leanna close to me again, to kiss her. I let out a strange choke sound and reach and hug the Pongo to my chest.
Boy!
I let out a deep, shuddering breath. I'm okay. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm fine.
Boy!
The Pongo seems to sense something's wrong because he cuddles closer to me.
Boy!
I pat his head and nuzzle into my pillow. The Pongo eventually falls back to sleep, but I end up tossing and turning for a long time. I keep replaying the evening over and over in my head. It takes forever, but eventually all my anxiety weighs down on me. I fall into a restless sleep.